So one of the users had a question about Gurbani. Normally when we have a Gutka Sahib or a NitNem, and we have the Siri Guru Granth Sahib, or whenever we're having some form of Gurbani, we wash our hands really well, we treat it with respect. But nowadays, with the digital age, there's more and more ways that we're interacting with Gurbani. We have the Gurbani search engines on our phones and other mobile devices. And so this user was like, well, I take my phone in the bathroom with me. I don't always wash my hands. What should I be doing? Is that okay? What's the difference? So I thought maybe if you had some insight in this topic.
Well, I know I have my Gutka on my cell phone and I read from my cell phone. I'm sure I'm not the only one who does that. It's so convenient. I was seeing a video, if you saw that video on the Golden Temple, that one of the Hazuri Ragis there had the Shabad on his little e-reader and would set it on the Vajja and do it from the e-reader. So I think this is going to become more and more, the way people relate to it. So I guess the deeper question here is, why do you wash your hands? Why do you remove your shoes? Why do we wrap the beer, the Gutka, in cloth? Why do we do all these things? And the answer that may come into your mind is respect. We do it to show our respect and our reverence. I believe the person who asked this question also made a comment that Gurbani is beyond any physical form, that the Shabad has, the sacredness of it is not dependent on a physical form. So I come back to my question. Why do we do all these things? Do you do it so that the Guru will approve of you? Do you do it so that you'll have be blessed, by the Guru, that you're training yourself to go through these things for the Guru? I say, think about it. It's not for the Guru. It's for you. We do all these things for our own consciousness. It's a self-training. And these are things we do for ourselves. We do it for ourselves because, and I've talked about this before, every human has to have an isht, a place where you can bow your head. Otherwise, the ego controls all things. You're constantly in your ego. It doesn't mean you're egotistical, but you live in your ego because that's how humans live. There's no other way to live. It's not that ego is a bad thing and you can, I got rid of my ego, now I have no ego. Everyone has ego. Question is what you do with it, how you relate to it, how you use it. So ultimately, any of these things you do, when you wash your hands, when you remove your shoes, when you wash your feet, when you wrap the cloths, open the cloths, bow your head, all of these things are things within your own consciousness to relate to your isht, the place where you bow your head. Once that relationship is established and it's real, and you feel it in your entire being, and it's not just that you're going through the motions, do my matatek, get up, blah, 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 I'm thinking about something else. But once it becomes real within you, then it never goes away. It's something that's present in your mind all the time. So either you have a state of reverence for the Shabad Guru within yourself at all times because you realize that the Shabad Guru is present in all things. And the act of bowing, the act of showing reverence is a spontaneous thing. So you may have Gurbani in a book, on a bookshelf, You know, sometimes the translation of Guru Granth Sahib is kept in multi-volume and is just put on a bookshelf, perhaps with other books. Sometimes you may have Gurbani on your mobile. You may have it on some other device. But it's that moment when you first see the Gurbani, in that moment in your mind, you bow. You relate with that reverence in your mind. So whether you go through the external motions, the Guru can't be defiled. The Guru can't get dirty. The Gurbani can't be gotten dirty. The Gurbani is beyond all of that. So you do all these things for yourself. I do them all for myself. We do them for our own isht, for our own reverence, because this is where we bow our head. So it's that moment when you first open the Gutka on your cell phone and you see the Gurbani. In that moment you feel in your heart, and in that moment you feel that reverence because it's your connection to the Gurbani. So question is, everything is dirty anyway, you know? Computer keyboard, phone, doorknobs, people's hands, everything.
People's minds.
Also. People's minds.
But you know, you can also, another perspective too is, I know sometimes people are in their car listening to Gurbani or even doing your Bani. It's like, I'll be, you know, sometimes in the morning I'm doing whatever, and, you know, do you say, what if I walk in the bathroom? Is that disrespectful? Or if I'm walking around with my shoes in my car doing my Banis, like, should I be taking my shoes off? I mean, that's like that same kind of like, that same topic, same issue about that, I think really is.
But the point is, does it feel right to you? We're really looking at a deeper issue here. And the deeper issue is self-doubt. Because if you constantly have a state of self-doubt, that am I doing this right? Am I reading this right? Am I behaving right? Should I have done that? Should I have done this? It's a state of mind of self-doubt. And that state of mind is what keeps us stuck in our karam. So, first look to that, because it's not about what you do or don't do. It's about what's happening in your own mind at that moment.
I think also when we talk about the goal of having Simran, of always remembering God's name and always chanting His name at every moment, whether or not you're going to the bathroom or you're washing your hands or you're whatever you're doing, that the Guru's Bani, the Guru's word is with you at all times. So I think that's a perfect example of, you know, it's more about your consciousness and how you relate to the Gurbani and anything.
Look, either you understand that everything is sacred and you experience it as sacred, or you don't. And we've talked about it before. You know, you go to the bathroom, the water that comes out of the faucet is sacred. The toothbrush is sacred. The teeth are sacred. The poop is sacred. The whole room is sacred. It's not that one place is dirty and one place is clean, one place is good and one place is bad. Question is, as you said, what's happening in your mind at that moment, right? If you feel that you are doing it wrong, and then you go into self-doubt, then you have to deal with that. But it's for you. You don't do it for the Guru, you do it for yourself.